So my experience with Google Docs is actually really nice because it's extremely convenient. It's a great way to get a hold of teachers and to share your documents with them so they can look over what you've done, and it's just really convenient. And also teachers having blogs so you can access the homework anytime you want, and it's super nice. So yeah, Google Docs has been a great blessing to me and my schooling. I'm also able to collaborate with other students if we're working on a PowerPoint or a presentation of some sort, so we can work together whether we're like with each other right there or apart. So it's really cool. Yeah.
Great things are you can access it from from your phone and from almost any laptop or desktop, and it's really useful if you want to work on classwork or a document away from school, which is incredibly cool. But
Google Docs has helped me with my organization by completing assignments and looking what I have done in my previous classes, and it's just very useful and helpful.
The biggest advantage, I guess, would be that it saves automatically, so you don't have to worry about some random blackout destroying all your hard work. And you can instantly just share it with your teachers, so you don't have to worry about either forgetting or, I don't know, losing the file, because it's there on Google Docs forever, unless you delete it. Google Docs. I like it.
When I arrived at Delta, Google Docs was totally new to me. I started out using the Gmail, which was so interesting because you got everybody's replies instantly, and you could really keep in contact with all the staff very easily regarding one matter and be able to follow up immediately. And so that was really useful in terms of meeting the staff, understanding Delta itself in terms of policy. Then attending staff meetings, everyone had their Google Docs out and had the agenda that was active and could respond to immediately. So right away there was just the immediate feedback from it was most impressive to me.
My name is Anita Natali, and I teach English at Delta High School. And my experience with Google Docs until last spring was non-existent, and I just used the techniques that I saw my students use, which was you just start clicking and playing with it and figure it out. I quickly saw that it was very much like using Word and using PowerPoint, so I felt comfortable enough to then start having students turn into work via Google Doc sharing, and I've been doing that since last spring, and I did it all this fall, and it turned out really well, even on essays, longer essays, where I could make comments and share back with the students so they could see, no matter where they were, they could check and see what I had to say about their writing and make any edits to that. What I also did this fall that I had never done before was I played with Prezi over the summer and figured out how to use it. Again, just by playing like students do. I had no instruction. And I figured it out enough to make a Prezi presentation that was used throughout the full semester-long course. It had all kinds of visuals in it. It had songs. It had lots of video clips. It even had some assignments embedded in it, and it followed my curriculum for the term, so I could always use it as a supplemental item that students could refer back to. I emailed it to all my students at the beginning of the term, so I knew they always had it. They used it as a template for the Prezi itself, so some of them made Prezi presentations. They used my presentation as a template and got rid of my stuff, but kept the same format. I will definitely use that idea of having one set Prezi that's all semester long with supplementary materials. And that's it. My best advice is just play around and try it, and you don't have to be a total geek to do it.
So until this year, I was a little bit of a technological phobe. So I wanted to get over that and move on. So I took a class over the summer that gave me a lot of insight into how to use technology in a good way. So basically in real world linked learning, we do everything on Google Docs. It's pretty much independent studies based. So I'll share assignments with students and ask for them to copy and paste the assignment into their own document, and then they work from that document, and then they share that document with me. And that way I can actually see in real time that they're doing the work, so I can kind of like peek in without peeking over their shoulder. They know I'm doing that, so it's not a weird thing. But I can also put comments on their work, and they see the comments in real time and can adjust and go from there. So I hate stacks of paper, drives me crazy. So now I have files, which is a lot easier for me to deal with and more efficient. And nothing ever gets lost. Everything's saved into their drive in the cloud automatically, whether or not they name it or not. Even though, yes, of course, they're supposed to title everything, but sometimes people forget. But it's really revolutionized the way that I teach, and the kids really like it. I would definitely recommend using Google Docs to other teachers if you have a reliable source of technology in your classroom. It's almost like an all or nothing thing. So if you're going to use Google Docs, you probably want to do most things on Google Docs just to get the students in the habit. That's how I did it, and it's been really successful. I haven't had any kind of throwback. I would recommend it because it helps students with organizational skills for the future, and it helps you save time with your grading and your feedback giving and your own organization if you're anything like me.